Okay, cool. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for being here this morning. Okay, so like everyone else, sometimes I'm a teacher, sometimes I'm a facilitator, but most of the time I'm a student. I think that mindset is what we share in this group, that we are students, we are interested and willing in learning and practicing. And sometimes I learn from Ginger, sometimes we learn from Dalai Lama. So let's see what Dalai Lama has to say today, and then together we can reflect upon his words and hopefully learn something from this expert. There is both positive and negative desire. For instance, the Mahayana Buddhist literature mentions two desires or two aspirations. One is the aspiration to be of benefit to all sentient beings, and the other is the aspiration to attain fully the enlightened state for that purpose. Without these two types of aspiration, the attainment of full enlightenment is impossible. But there are also negative things which result from desire. The antidote to this negative desire is contentment. There are always extremes, but the middle way is the proper way. Okay, so with this guidance from Dalai Lama, together we can practice this, reflect on his words, practice it using our bodies, and see whether we agree with him or not. Just because someone is an expert doesn't necessarily mean they're right. They could be, but we decide whether we want to follow an expert's advice or not. Okay, so finding your seat, sitting up tall, maybe bringing your awareness to your feet, lifting the heels, lifting the toes. That helps the mind to come from wherever time zone or geographical zone it is into your body and this present moment right now. And then if you want to, you can shift your awareness from the feet to the sitting bones. Feel those two sturdy, steady sitting bones. Maybe lean a little bit from one side to the other. Thinking about Dalai Lama's words about there are two extremes and the proper way, the middle way is the proper way. Let's see what he said. There are always extremes, but the middle way is the proper way. So an extreme would be to go all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. And the middle way is the proper way. According to Dalai Lama, he might be wrong. He might be wrong. And then if you want to, you can bring awareness to the crown of your head. Maybe use your fingers and help touch the crown of the head. And then maybe push the crown of the head up into your fingers, noticing how the sitting bones are then pushing into the chair. So there are two forces going in opposite directions. And those two forces help to lengthen the spine. Maybe bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice how the body is expanding on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. Belly is expanding on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. And then maybe drop down to the midbrain or third eye. If you want to, you could reflect on the words from Dalai Lama and see how they can guide you or if they make sense to you. And according to him, the middle way is the proper way. And the antidote to negative desire is contentment. So contentment in my world would be somewhere in between pain and pleasure. That would be contentment. So what does contentment look like to you? If you want to, you can place one hand on your belly and the other one on your upper chest. And maybe notice how on the inhale, how the belly is expanding. And on the exhale, how the navel is releasing back towards the spine. Inhale, the belly is expanding. Exhale, navel releases back in towards the spine. And then if you want to, you can release and place your hands on your belly, on your knees, and then start the cat-cow movement. And then maybe notice, when do you inhale and when do you exhale? Just notice, don't judge. And then decide, the breathing pattern that you are using right now, is it helpful or do you want to change it? And then finding contentment in between cat and cow. So contentment in between, the middle way, the proper way would be contentment in neutral position. And then adding some blinking, bubbling star, looking at your hands. Maybe thanking them for all that they do for you. Over all these years, imagine what your fingers and hands have done for you. And then all the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows. Breathe. And then release the hands, and then maybe think about all the desires that Dalai Lama talked about. So there are positive and negative desires out there. And some desires leads to enlightenment eventually, and other desires don't. And according to Dalai Lama, when we're going for the extremes, that would be a negative desire. And the antidote, according to him, is contentment. So can I reach for desires that lead to contentment and enlightenment? Is that what he's telling us to do? I'm not sure. Maybe. And then reach both hands up, turn to one side, let the arms go wide. One arm reaches back into the past. What did you learn from the past? What's back there? What's back there? And then bring all that wisdom with you forward. And how can you plan better for the future? And then release. Maybe lift the shoulders a few times. Blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows. Breathe. And then reaching, maybe reaching for contentment. What brings you contentment? Or what does contentment look like to you? And then reach up, turn to the other side, let the arms go wide. And then reach back. What can you find there in the past that's helpful? What are the lessons that you have learned? And then bring all that with you into the future and plan for a better future. And then release. Lift the shoulders a few times. Okay, now let's think about a fantastic future. Fantastic future. Take your fingers, use them as paintbrushes, and we're going to paint a fantastic future. So use whatever colors that you like, and then start with the frame. Maybe start with the frame. 3 big circles. 3 big circles. And then within that circle, you can paint whatever you want. A fantastic future. What does your fantastic future look like? Can be any colors, as long as it doesn't hurt yourself or others. And release. Then the other side. So look at the fingers, 5 paintbrushes. You can use whatever colors you like. Painting a fantastic future. Start with the frame, maybe big circles, maybe big circles. And then you can paint whatever you want. Maybe you want to paint outside of that frame. You don't like that frame. I don't want to stay within that frame. I'll do something else. But outside of the frame, maybe the frame is just the sun and you are painting the rays outside of the frame. Maybe that's your fantastic future. And release. And then bringing the arms up in cactus. Going from side to side. Noticing how the feet and the sitting bones are moving with this motion. And then reach forward, reaching forward. What are you reaching for? What are your desires? And then go backwards or the other way. And then lifting knee to elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Let's try something slightly different now. So let's exhale, inhale, open up. Exhale, inhale, open up. Exhale, inhale, open up. Exhale, inhale. One more time. Exhale, inhale, and then back to neutral or contentment. Let's try the other side. Exhale, inhale, open up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and then back to contentment or neutral. Let's try the crossing. So starting here, exhale, inhale, open up, exhale, inhale, open up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and back to neutral or contentment. Other side. Exhale, inhale, open up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and then back to neutral. And then we have the blinking, bubbling stars again. That's who we are. We're all a blinking, bubbling star, all the way up. And then we get together and we create a beautiful circle or something together. And then release, release, open up that circle, become an airplane. Where are you going? Or maybe a bird, maybe a bird, maybe a bird. So what kind of bird are you? Flying around up there in the sky. And what do you see up there when you're flying around in the sky? And then go up and dive down. And then come back up. Exhale and dive down. Inhale up. Exhale, dive down, and then bring the arms behind your back, holding on to something like forearms or elbows or wrists. And stay there in contentment. Maybe close your eyes if that's helpful. And then release one arm, bring it up, place it behind your heart, release the other one, bring it up, place it on top of the first hand. How can you best support yourself? How can you best support yourself right now? And then release down. Okay, bring the feet a little bit wider than your hips, and then thinking about maybe about the words from Dalai Lama of the two extremes. So we can go to the extreme to the left, and then the extreme to the right. The extreme to the left, and then to the right. Maybe creating a big circle of extremes. So maybe that big circle is just one big circle of extremes. What do I know? And then we could do a one big circle of extremes to the other way. And eventually, we'll maybe move around in all kinds of crazy, extreme ways. And then finding the way back to the middle way, which according to Dalai Lama is the proper way. So finding your way back, and then maybe come into Tadasana, mountain posture. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, sitting up tall. Mountain posture. Seated mountain posture. Maybe imagine yourself as a mountain, big, steady. What kind of mountain would you be? Is it tall? Is it wide? Is it short? Is it old? Is it a newer mountain? Maybe it's a hill. And then lifting that right knee up, creating circles. Maybe let's use the 5 toes, dip the toes in paint and then paint that fantastic future. Painting that fantastic future where you would like to be. What does your fantastic future look like? And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, lengthen the spine. And then release down, drop the head. Inhale, come back up. And then place that foot on top of the knee. Use your fingers, spread the toes. Open up for that energy to flow freely. Flow freely. And then slide the knees together. Let's add eagle today. So if you're, whatever leg is on top, that arm goes under. So my right leg is on top, my right arm goes under. Give myself a hug. So give yourself a hug. I love myself so much. And then from here, maybe if you want to, you can go into eagle arms. Eagle arms could be this, it could be this, or it could be this. You choose what works for you today. And then maybe imagine, what kind of bird are you? What kind of bird are you? And then when you're ready, if you're ready, allow that bird to fly out high, 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 high out. And then eventually coming back to neutral or to mountain. So the bird would land on a mountain in contentment. That's the practice. Okay, here we go. Left side. Getting ready to take flight, maybe. And then stepping out wide, knees to elbows, fingertips together. Breathe. And here, this time, so release the left hand down towards earth and the right hand on the knee. Lengthen the spine. Inhale and lengthen the spine. Exhale and push both hands into the floor and the knee. Look up towards the sky to deepen the twist. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale and twist a little deeper. And then release down. Inhale, come back up. Back into contentment. And then release the right hand down, left hand on the knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale and twist, maybe look up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, push the hands into the floor and the knee to help deepen the twist. And then release down. And then come back to neutral. Okay, and then place that left foot on top of the right. Use the fingers to open up the toes. Allowing that energy to flow freely. So this would be seated pigeon. And then from seated pigeon, let's move into seated eagle. So cross the legs, so I have my left leg on top, left arm goes under, give myself a hug. I am content with myself. I'm good enough. I am good enough. And then from here, maybe find eagle arms. And if you're ready, when you're ready, release those wings up high and soar out through the sky, just like an eagle. And eventually landing on another mountain in contentment, and then try again, again, and again, and again. Okay, so let's build some strength in the legs. So coming up and then pick a number, you know the drill. So maybe 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Relax, check it out, and we're going to do one more time. Coming back up, pick a number. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Shake it out. And then eventually coming back up again. And this time we're going to stay up. Blinking, bubbling stars. Clap the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows. And then maybe go from side to side. From one extreme to the other. Trying to find the middle way. And then reach. So we all have desires. And some are helpful and some are not so helpful. So the antidote to a negative desire would be contentment. So am I reaching for the extremes, or am I reaching for enlightenment. And then release. Let the arms go. Just let the arms go. Just let the arms go. Maybe bend the knees. Maybe go back to that idea of a fantastic future. So what would you be doing? So you painted a picture of a fantastic future. So what are you doing there in your fantastic future? What kind of dance are you dancing in your fantastic future? And then bringing knee and elbow together. So who are you connecting with? Knees and elbows are similar, but they are definitely different. So who are you connecting with in your fantastic future? And then maybe you're even going to cross some lines and connect with people across the line. That takes courage. And then place the hands on your hips and then give yourself some kick in the butt. And then lift the foot up to the side, engaging the external hips. And then lean and lift. Lean and lift. And then the other side, lean and lift. Lean and lift. All right. Open and close the fingers. Now, let's push away the extremes, those negative desires. So let's push away the extremes, pushing away the extremes, push it away, push it away, push it away. And they're going to want to come back. And maybe we need to kick them away, kick them away, kick them away. And eventually, the space that we have created can be filled with contentment. That's the practice as far as I understand from Dalai Lama. Okay, let's do sun salutations, 3 sun salutations. Inviting contentment into our lives. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Slight bend in the knees to protect the lower back. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline. That was 1. 2 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Slight bend in the knee. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline. That was 2. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knee. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline. And then stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands. And maybe feel contentment. Feel contentment. And release. Okay, big toes to touch here slightly apart, starting in mountain posture. We're going to step back to warrior 1. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, find the earth behind you with the toes and then the heel, finding warrior one. Blinking bubbling stars. Place your hands in your back pockets. Maybe bring your awareness to your heart space. I am content. I am content. Transfer the weight forward, finding warrior three, or a version of warrior three. Maybe lift the opposite hand off the floor, off the chair. You can stay here, you can reach forward, you can add movement, whatever you need. You decide. You are the expert in your life. And then release back, bend the knees and come back up to standing. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back, find the earth with the toes and the heel. Warrior one. Blinking, bubbling stars. Place your hands in your back pockets. Breathe into your heart space. I am content. I am content. Transfer the weight forward, moving towards warrior three. Lift the opposite hand. Maybe reach it forward. Maybe add movement. And then release back to feet together, bend the knees and come back up into mountain. Okay, stepping back to warrior two. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back. This time, open up the pelvic half. Coming up from the root chakra to the sacral chakra, we have the right to feel. The right to feel. One arm in the past, the other one in the future. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Feel that left side of your body opening up. And then bring all that knowledge into plans for the future. And then back into the present moment. What can I do today? What actions can I take today? Hands on the hips, straighten that front knee. Release the hand down or to the chair for Trikonasana. Maybe look up towards the sky. Maybe let that arm go up towards the sky. Breathe. Bring the hand down. Bring the gaze down. Rebend the front knee, finding warrior two again. Bring the hands to the chair. Pick up that back foot. Maybe look at the toes. If you want to, you can take that same hand off the chair. Same hair off the chair might go up in towards the air. Hand comes down, gaze comes down, foot comes down. All right, other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic halves for warrior two on the other side. You have the right to feel. Second chakra. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Notice how that right side of your body is opening up. And then bring that with you into the future. And back to warrior two, present moment. Hands on the hips, straighten that front knee, release the hand down, maybe find the chair. If you want to, you can let the gaze travel from the floor up the wall and maybe all the way up towards the sky. If you want to, that top arm might reach up towards the sky too. And then bring the hand down, bring the gaze down, rebend the knee, come back to warrior two. Hands on the chair, pick up that back foot, look at the toes. Maybe take that same hand off the chair, maybe bring it all the way up towards the sky, still looking at the toes. That's tricky. Hand comes down, gaze comes down, foot comes down. Okay, tree posture. So we're starting in mountain. So maybe at the top of that mountain, maybe the eagle landed. Oh, maybe the eagle landed on top of the mountain, dropped a little seed. And then that little seed shoots the roots into the earth, and then a tree grows up. And you can be whatever tree you want. So transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. You can create whatever, you can grow whatever tree that you like. Can be any color, any shape, any form. Could be small, could be big. And then eventually releasing back into mountain. So maybe the eagle is flying off, landing on top of a different mountain, dropping another seed, transfer the weight to the right, left here comes off, and then you get to grow another tree there, and this time the tree looks different. And then release back into mountain posture. Okay, now spread the toes, feet a little bit wider than your hips, and then release the knees down. Blinking, bubbling stars. Place your hands in your back pockets. Breathe into your heart space. If you want to, you can look behind you and look at that right heel. Maybe you want to connect your fingertips to that right heel. And then come back up, back to neutral or contentment. And then maybe look to the left on the left heel. Maybe allow the fingertips to connect to that left heel. And then come back to contentment. Untuck the toes, bring the knees a little bit wider, big toes to touch, and finding child's posture. Come back up. Bring all those experiences that you have together. create a support that works for you. Tuck your toes, engage the core, lift the knees off the floor, finding dolphin. And then bend the knees and come back up to standing. Okay, so let's get ready for the or let's continue to the seated meditation. So we're going to learn from or listen to Dalai Lama again and see what he has to say. This is, of course, a translation, but yeah, this is the best I have at the moment. So this is what Dalai Lama says. There is both positive and negative desire. For instance, the Mahayana Buddhist literature mentions two desires or two aspirations. One is the aspiration to be of benefit to all sentient beings, and the other is the aspiration to attain fully the enlightened state for that purpose. Without these two types of aspiration, the attainment of full enlightenment is impossible. But there are also negative things which result from desire. The antidote to this negative desire is contentment. There are always extremes, but the middle way is the proper way. So with that in mind, if you want to, you can reflect on the words of Dalai Lama. So sitting up tall, bringing your awareness to your breathing, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. Maybe find the crown of the head, and maybe allow your awareness to drop down to midbrain. And then we're going to do a seated meditation for about 8 minutes together. Okay, here we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Maybe place your hands in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love, self-love, and self-compassion. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together this morning. Namaste.